Hello, Denny. This is Uncle 40. I'm going to read you a story. This is from you can't see it. Russian fairy tales. There we go. Russian fairy tales. This one is called The Princess Who Wanted to Solve Riddles. Once there was an old man who had 3 sons, of whom the third was called Ivan the Simpleton. At that time there was a certain Tsar, for this was long ago, who had a daughter. She said to her father, "Permit me to solve riddles, father. If I solve a man's riddles, let his head be cut off. But him whose riddle I cannot solve, I will marry." Immediately they sent forth a call. Many men presented themselves, and all of them were put to death, for the princess was able to solve their riddles. Ivan the Simpleton said to his father, "Give me your blessing, father. I want to go to the Tsar's court and propound riddles." "What an absurd idea, you fool! Better men than you have been put to death." "If you give me your blessing, I will go. If you do not, I will go anyway." So the father gave him his blessing. Ivan the Simpleton set out. On his way he saw a field of grain, and in the field a horse. He drove the horse away with his whip to prevent him from trampling the grain, and said, "Here I have a riddle." He went on farther, saw a snake, pierced it with his spear, and thought, "Here is another riddle." He came to the Tsar's palace, was received by the princess, and was told to propound his riddles. He said, "On my way here, I saw a good thing, and in this good thing, a good thing. And I took a good thing, and I drove out the good thing from the good thing, and the good thing ran away from the good thing out of the good thing." The princess rushed to look for this riddle in her book, but it was not there. She did not know how to solve it. So she said to her father, "Father, I have a headache today. My ideas are all confused. I will solve this riddle tomorrow." So the audience was postponed until the next day. Ivan the Simpleton was given a room, and he sat there, smoking his pipe. The princess chose a faithful chambermaid and sent her to Ivan. "Go," she said, "and ask him the answer to this riddle. Promise him gold and silver, as much as he wants." The chambermaid knocked at his door. Ivan the Simpleton opened it. The maid entered and asked the answer to the riddle, promising him mountains of gold and silver. Ivan the Simpleton answered, "What do I need money for? I have plenty of my own. Let the princess stand all night in my room without sleeping. Then I will tell her the answer to my riddle." The chambermaid told the princess this answer. She accepted and stood all night in Ivan's room without sleeping. In the morning, Ivan the Simpleton told her that the answer to his riddle was that he had driven a horse out of the grain. So the princess was able to solve the riddle before the Tsar and his court. Then Ivan the Simpleton proposed another riddle. "On my way here, I saw an evil thing, so I struck it with an evil thing, and the evil thing died from the evil thing." Again the princess looked in her book, but she could not solve the riddle. And asked for a postponement until the next morning. At night, she sent her chambermaid to get the answer from Ivan the Simpleton. "Promise him money," she said. What do I need money for?" said Ivan. "I have plenty of my own. Let the princess stand all night in my room without sleeping. Then I will tell her the answer." The princess agreed, did not sleep during the night, and was thus able to solve the riddle before the Tsar and his court. Ivan the Simpleton did not put his third riddle to the princess, but instead asked that all the senators be gathered together. In their presence he pronounced a riddle about how the princess had been unable to solve the other riddles and had sent her chambermaid to bribe him with money. The princess could not solve this riddle either. Again, she questioned him, promising to give him silver and gold as much as he wanted, and to send him home on a coach and four. But her efforts were in vain. Again she stood up all night without sleeping, and when Ivan the simpleton told her what the riddle was about, she still could not tell this solution to the court, for then everyone would find out how she had obtained the answers to his first two riddles. She had to declare, "I cannot solve this riddle." So Ivan the simpleton and the princess were married. They had a fine wedding and a happy feast, and lived happily ever after.